Hello everyone and welcome to The No Show. I'll be your host Nathan Orenstein and today I'm going to be reviewing They Will Kill You. They Will Kill You is written by Kirill Sokolov and Alex Litvak, directed by Kirill Sokolov and stars Zazie Beetz, Myha'la, Paterson Joseph, Tom Felton, Heather Graham, and Patricia Arquette. A woman takes a job as a maid at a high-rise in New York City, unaware that this building has seen a lot of disappearances in its history. She soon finds herself in a fight for survival as she is hunted by a mysterious group. First of all, that's all you're going to get from me in terms of a synopsis. There's a pretty notable concept at the core of this thing that the trailers never disclosed, so I'm not going to either. I will say, once that concept is revealed, it kicks off what is genuinely a pretty insane movie. I went into this expecting a Ready or Not ripoff, which is pretty ironic considering Ready or Not 2 came out just a week before this did, but They Will Kill You is much more unique than just that, even if the films do share a lot of that narrative DNA. While we're on the topic, I'll say that the story here isn't really anything to get too excited about, and frankly, neither are any of the characters. The mysterious concept I keep talking about does help to shape the events of the story and make them more entertaining, but the broad narrative and the characters' motives and all that sort of stuff are honestly pretty weak. That being said, you're seeing this movie for the action, and the action delivers. Well, let me clarify. I think the action delivers. I can personally see this film's hyper-stylized, over-the-top, ridiculous action to be pretty divisive, but it fully worked for me. The closest comparison I could make is probably Kill Bill, weirdly enough, and my friend I saw this with said the same thing, so I feel a bit more secure in that unexpected comparison. Blood is spurting everywhere, limbs are getting cut off, but it's done in a hilariously low-budget, practical effects sort of way. This could be a turnoff for sure, but I thought it gave the movie an almost campy personality that made this a lot of fun. I will say that there's some pretty awful CGI in parts of this, and I found it to be much less charming. But for the most part, They Will Kill You is rocking with practical effects, filmed on real sets, and it's filled with over-the-top violence and style. Some of the stuff that happens is absolutely nuts, and I spent a good amount of this movie laughing in disbelief at the absurdity of it all. Again, this might not work for some people, and I totally get that because this really is a goofy and outlandish action film, but if you're into that sort of film that takes big, stupid swings like that, I think you'll probably like this one. And I gotta shout out Zazie Beetz here too, who is a lot of fun in her first leading role. A lot of stunt work, a lot of fight choreography, plus having to have the personality to fit the crazy style of the film, and I think she pulls it all off. I couldn't really give less of a shit about her character or any of the other characters and what happened to them, but as far as being the face of a crazy action movie, she kills it. They Will Kill You is a ton of fun, and it really stands out for its in-your-face action and style. The writing is pretty much a non-factor, and it's honestly even a bit intrusive at its worst moments, but everything in between really worked for me. And luckily, the movie never spends too much time on its story and characters anyway, really letting the action speak for itself. I unfortunately have a feeling this might crash and burn at the box office, but it is the sort of goofy, campy film that feels destined for a cult following somewhere down the line. I'm going to be giving it a 7 out of 10. If you liked the review, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And if you've seen They Will Kill You already, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I've been Nathan Orenstein with The No Show. Thanks for watching.